I was standing at the daycare gate, her tiny pink backpack in one hand, when the message came through. Just one line. Cold, clinical, moving to France with Jamie. I emptied our savings. Good luck paying rent. I stared at the screen for a long time, too numb to blink. Then I looked up and saw my daughter chasing bubbles some other child's mother was blowing. She laughed. Unaware, reaching for the floating air like it was magic. I typed back, "Thanks for letting me know." That was it. No phone call. No argument. No demand for explanation. I didn't ask which Jamie. It didn't matter. I already knew. I walked over with her hand wrapped around mine. Small and warm, my chest hollow but my grip firm. I couldn't afford to fall apart. Not in front of her. Not ever. People like me don't get the luxury of breakdowns. I paid the daycare lady with the last few bills left in my wallet. She smiled and asked if my wife would be picking her up tomorrow. I smiled back, gave no answer. On the way home, I stopped at the grocery store, bought a loaf of bread, a gallon of milk, and a jar of peanut butter. My daughter clapped like it was a treat. She didn't know that was all we could afford that week. It wasn't always like that. I worked hard. I carried the weight. Warehouse shifts in the mornings. Ride-share gigs at night. Study between jobs so I could keep up. Because she made it clear she didn't want a husband who stagnated. I built a life strong enough for both of us. I made space for her dreams, too. When she said she wanted to start a consultancy, I scraped together every cent to make it happen. Canceled my gym membership. Sold my guitar. Dipped into my father's emergency fund. Told myself it was just money. We'd earn more together. But money has a way of showing people's true colors. She never really liked kids. She said so from the start. But when our daughter was born, I stepped up. I became the arms that held her at midnight. The one waiting in line at the pharmacy. Sitting in parent-teacher meetings alone. She always had a reason. Calls meetings me time. I thought I was being the strong one. The quiet foundation. The dependable presence in the background. I didn't realize I was just a placeholder. The cracks started small. Missed calls. Cold dinners. Her gaze, always on her phone. She stopped saying my name. It was just, "Hey," or silence. When she came home, it felt like she was visiting someone else's life. But where her phone buzzed. Oh, how her face lit up. I wasn't stupid. I knew it was Jamie, her business partner. The one she claimed was married. The one I caught her texting at midnight, giggling in the dark when she thought I was asleep. I didn't confront her. I just watched. Sometimes silence cuts deeper than a scream. She thought I didn't notice the new passwords, the unfamiliar perfume, the early morning gym sessions. But I noticed everything. I still picked her up when she drank too much. Still kissed her forehead when she pretended to sleep. Then the message came. She thought that was the final chapter. But while she was busy building an escape, I was busy building a plan. Let me take you back a little further. The week before she left, I wasn't idle. I'd already started looking into Jamie, the silver-tongued groomer, with a history of charm and broken hearts. I dug through his past, found just enough to plant seeds of doubt, and sent it anonymously to Vanessa, his fiancée. She didn't believe it, not at first, but seeds don't bloom overnight. The night before the wedding, I had my lawyer speak to the vineyard owner. Quietly, precisely. A lien was placed on the event company's payment. A clause hidden in the prenup surfaced. One Jamie hadn't read closely. His name wasn't on the contract. Vanessa was footing the entire bill. But that wasn't my end game. My final move was elegant, surgical. I brought Mark with me, the only person who knew the full extent of what I'd been gathering. At the family dinner, he wore a mic, slipped it beneath the table. And that night, her voice rang in my AirPods like poison lace and honey. He's just stuck, like a failed startup that refuses to die. Her mother laughed. You married beneath you. We all did once. So, when I walked into the wedding, I wasn't just late. I was loaded, with truth, with timing, with leverage. Hunter, Jamie, saw me from across the venue. His face went pale. He knew I'd sent in the evidence too. Screenshots of Vanessa's messages to her ex proof of the fake offshore account she tried to link to his name. A trap gift wrapped by her father. She was marrying a man she was already planning to destroy. When I said, he'll need a ride back too, I wasn't offering transportation. I was giving him an exit. Hunter stepped away from Vanessa. The priest stammered. Chaos cracked the polished surface. Vanessa lunged, grabbing his wrist, her smile shattering into desperation. And Alina, my wife, just stared at me, lips parted. No sound. I looked her in the eyes and said, I was your passenger. Now I fly solo. And I walked away, past the rows of stunned guests, past the perfect lies, past the carefully curated illusion of love and wealth they clung to like gods made of glitter. Back on the jet, Mark poured a drink and raised his glass. Think she'll call? She already did, I said, watching my phone vibrate face down. 10 missed calls. One message. You embarrass me. I smiled, slow, satisfied. She never said you hurt me. Just you embarrass me. That told me everything I needed to know. The jet rose into the sky. Below us, the vineyard shrank into a distant blur. Somewhere down there, a woman in white stood under golden lights, mascara streaking like smoke, as her groom walked away and her mother's perfect plan shattered like cheap crystal. Justice doesn't always arrive in a robe. Sometimes it wears a suit, shows up 3 hours late on purpose, and walks away without looking back.